Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 367 Southwest 202nd Terrace here in Beaverton, located at the front of the home, just to the left of the front door. And we're getting in here just after home inspection's finished up with a lot of water going down line. And we're just gonna run this thing through here. We're going to run the camera out till we get to the main. There we go. Anyway, we're checking the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is fully drained off at this point. And a lot of that gunk on the camera lens will get cleaned off once we get to the main. Transitioning here to 4-inch 3034 PVC. All that gunk you see in the flow line there is an example of grease buildup. It's not an outrageous quantity of it. I'm mostly pointing it out for educational purposes. All right, there's the main there. Alrighty, so the line here terminates out on 202nd. The line kind of crosses, and I describe everything as if you're in the street facing the front door. The line ends up crossing from left to right, gets basically in front of the front door, and then it turns and shoots out to the street. And actually, there's a little bit more grease in here than I originally thought when I first ran through there. You know, it's the kind of grease that would help contribute to blockages that are already kind of a risky item, like if your kids are flushing 10 balls of toilet paper down the line, that kind of a scenario. It's not the kind that's just going to cause a blockage all on its own. Yeah, there's so much grease in this thing, I can barely get my camera lens clean. And I can see just fine as far as it relates to structural issues. It's just, unfortunately, grease is grease. It's waterproof. So I do recommend cleaning the line, but the good thing is the line drains off beautifully. There's zero standing water issues. What I'm going to do here really quick is see if I can, now that my camera's carved a little bit of a pathway through that junk, the second go around I may get a little nicer image, but the line itself here is looking good. I would just recommend the cleaning. Yeah, unfortunately, that's about as clean as that camera lens is going to get there. Anyway, recommended cleaning, obviously. The line itself here, though, is in good shape. And I do recommend re-scoping afterwards to check the work and ensure it was actually done and done properly. And this grease always originates, generally speaking, from the kitchen sink drain. So you're going to have grease build up on the interior line as well. So if you're going to go through the effort of jetting the sewer line, I do always recommend you go backwards to get any junk out of the inside. where it actually poses a higher risk for a backup to occur. Wait till you see the pile of this stuff on the ground here. Good gracious. That was a little bit thicker than I thought it was when I first ran through there. There's all grease here that's about 1 inch thick sitting on the ground. So, anyway. Sorry, that thing just needs a thorough cleaning there to get a little nicer image, but surprisingly, the first run to the line was the best look we got. Usually once my camera carves a pathway through it to get a little nicer view, that's usually when you've got a lot of toilet paper impregnated into it. It breaks loose in chunks. This is just a continuous layer of just pure grease. So, it's the kind you want to get rid of, especially if you have kids in the household that already kind of create a higher likelihood for blockages anyway, with just the way that they do things. They ball their toilet paper up usually. Very good maintenance item to do. Aside from that, Lionel has good slope and grade, 0 standing water in the line whatsoever. Structurally, the line's in good shape. And it is functioning at this time. It is draining slower than it should as it relates to solids because of the grease buildup. And that slower drain, coupled with the sticky nature of grease, is what can cause blockages to occur. After cleaning, you will have a line with proper flow and functionality, and you have mitigated the blockage risk associated with the grease. And then you can mitigate the buildup entirely. You just gotta build the habit into your life not to put it down the line. Wipe your pans out with paper towels. Pour the grease into a jar. You just don't want it going down the line.